Good afternoon. My name is Art Robotham. I am CEO of Hall Communications. WYLI has been a long-time member of the Hall Communications broadcast family and has been a bedrock within this community and the forefront of entertainment and music for Eastern Connecticut. In the spirit of that, we have embarked upon something new. We have started a show called Homegrown, which you are about to hear. This is to foster Connecticut artists and introduce you to local musicians. Some you will like, some you won't. Some you will be confused by, some you'll be inspired by. However, these are all Connecticut artists. This is about introducing our audience to what is going on here in Connecticut in the spirit of what WILI has always been about, which is providing you with quality information, entertainment, and local content. Now sit back and enjoy Homegrown with James Matt Rupar on WILI.
Good evening. Do not attempt to adjust your radio. There is nothing wrong. We have taken control to bring you this special show. Welcome to Homegrown Hour on WILI 1400 AM and 95.3 FM. I'm your host, Matt Rupar. During this hour, we will explore local music from local musicians here in Connecticut. You will not only hear new music, but we will dive into the minds of the musicians, and on special occasion, in-studio performances. Homegrown is sponsored by Willimantic Records, Willimantic's own record shop in the Bliss Marketplace, 34 North Street in Willimantic. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. They specialize in buying and selling used vinyl records, books, CDs, tapes, and more. They also have live musical performances from time to time as well. Contact Joe at Willimantic Records today at 860-576-8111. Are you from Connecticut? Do you have original music? Do you want that original music played on the radio? Well, here's your chance. Email me at matt.rupar@gmail.com. That's matt.rupar@gmail.com with your original songs and a brief description about yourself and the music, and I will be happy to play it on Homegrown. Be sure to subscribe to the WILI YouTube channel as well. There you will find this show and many other programs from WILI. Just search WILI Radio in YouTube. Missed an episode of Homegrown? You can go to WILI.com and go to the podcast section. There you will find every episode of Homegrown. To kick off Homegrown this week, here's my song, The Fragility, the opening track for my album, Indica Illusions and Other Tales of a Failing Man, released May 12th, 2023.
In darkness, her longevity dissipates the humility in excess, her fragility in pieces to disagree. such vitality to complicate this reality.
Song, The Fragility, from my 2023 album, Indica Illusions and Other Tales of a Failing Man. Yeti was written by Goose from Norwalk and is the opening track from their live recording from Westville Music Bowl in New Haven on June 29, 2025. Yeti from their live performance at the Westville Music Bowl in New Haven, June 29th, 2025. Here's Sundots with Hurt Me, the fourth track from their album, Honey Spot, released January 1st, 2024.
You're hiding in your hiding place. Hold my eyes open, I want your touch. I couldn't embrace myself enough. Did you just go around so that you could hide me? Put my trust in you. Just to find myself, starting to think that you never deserved me. Trying to love myself, but I'm still learning. I couldn't love you the way you want.
Listening to Homegrown with Matt Rupar on WILI 1400 AM and 95.3 FM. Sponsored by Willimantic Records, Willimantic's own record shop in the Bliss Marketplace, 34 North Street in Willimantic. That was Sundots with Hurt Me from their 2024 album, Honey Spot. It Cost Me Everything was written by Cable from Manchester and is the second track from their album, Take the Stairs to Hell, released July 26, 2019.
Killing yourself to live, just another day alone, fighting the hard roads, pushing the heavy stone, up Slide Mountain, down Catskill Creek. Fever kill river. Evil extinct. Struggling to keep up. I'd rather drop out. Struggling to keep up. I'd rather drop out.
That was Cable with It Cost Me Everything from their 2019 album, Take the Stairs to Hell. Here's the Striped Bananas from Hartford with Vampire of Mine, which was released as a single July 25th, 2025.
Dawn's golden kiss has gone. As girls of the past watch on. Highways filled with long lost friends always lead us to be dead.
bananas with their 2025 single, Vampire of Mine. We'll be right back with more Homegrown on WILI 1400 AM and 95.3 FM. Sponsored by Willimantic Records.
There's a place that's nearest to heaven, where the hills roll up to the sky, and the land is peaceful and lovely. It's where I want to live and die. I love the hills of my Connecticut. I love its valleys and its streams. I've got my loved ones in Connecticut, and they're always in my dreams. My heart is home among those friendly hills, and no matter where I roam, I love the hills of my Connecticut, Connecticut, my own. My heart is home among those friendly hills, and no matter where I roam, I love the hills of my Connecticut, Connecticut, my own. Take a look at the map of United States, and you'll find Connecticut.
Take a look at the map of Connecticut, and you'll see the place of my birth.
It's the grandest place on earth. Willimantic, Willimantic, my hometown. There's a good main street where good neighbors meet. Miles of smiles keep chasing you around. You'll be living, life's worth living. Once you're here, you'll stay. We have everything to make a man a king in Willimantic, USA. We have everything to make a man a king in Willimantic, USA. In Willimantic, USA.
Welcome back to Homegrown. I'm your host, Matt Rupar, on WILI 1400 AM and 95.3 FM. Sponsored by Willimantic Records. Willimantic's own record shop in the Bliss Marketplace, 34 North Street in Willimantic. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Contact Joe at Willimantic Records today at 860-576-8111. Are you from Connecticut? Do you have original music? Do you want that original music played on the radio? Here's your chance. Email me at matt.rupar@gmail.com. That's matt.rupar@gmail.com with your original songs and a brief description about yourself and the music, and I will be happy to play it on Homegrown. Be sure to subscribe to the WILI YouTube channel as well. There you will find this show and many other programs from WILI. Just search WILI Radio in YouTube. Missed an episode of Homegrown? You can go to WILI.com and go to the podcast section. There you will find every episode of Homegrown. Strap in for another half hour of music. Here's Stephen Christensen from New Haven with Lonely as a Mountain, the sixth and final track from his album, The Furious Earth, released July 2nd, 2025. That was Stephen Christensen with Lonely as a Mountain from his 2025 album, The Furious Earth. Shadow of the Hunted was written by the Huntress and Holder of Hands from Haddam, and is the opening track from their album, Avalon, released September 15th, 2017.
We are everything but love. Beckon me to follow you, dear, through gloom, decay, and frost. In the valley of the Huntress, we will find each other's way.
From their 2017 album, Avalon. Here's Tower of One with Ripped Off, the fourth track from their album, Invisible Fence, released January 26, 2025. Homegrown with Matt Rupar on WILI 1400 AM and 95.3 FM. Sponsored by Willimantic Records, Willimantic's own record shop in the Blitz Marketplace, 34 North Street in Willimantic. That was Tower of One with Ripped Off from their 2025 album, Invisible Fence. Gasoline was written by Jonathan Something and is the 8th and final track from his album, One More Lonesome Cowboy Song, released July 7th, 2025.
I was walking in the wrong direction when I saw the open sign above the crack that spanned the length of space and time. When I yelled into the void, I think I heard my own voice echo out to me. You'll never know if it was real or just a dream. When you're running on gasoline, when you're running on gasoline, when you're running on gasoline, when you're running on gasoline. So I went looking for the big connection in between the tiny lines to shine a light on this deception of the mind. But the closer that I saw the details, the clearer I could see there's only ever so much detail to be seen. When you're running on gasoline, 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 when you're running on gasoline. Shift in my perception, I defied a bitter shame to find the difference between tears of joy and pain. I divide the line between the mind and set the spirit free to find the heart knows more than what the eye can see. When you're running on gasoline, 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 when you're running on gasoline.
That was Jonathan Something with Gasoline from his 2025 album, One More Lonesome Cowboy Song. Here's Chousand with Slow Burn, the second track from their album, Chousand 2, released October 31st, 2023.
I know, but not because you told me so. I got no idea what it's doing to me. So take care and trust that I'm at least aware. If not for this, it'd be some other terrible thing. So I write it down, back it up, take a hit. I'm gonna hold my breath till my lungs get thin. And if it doesn't work for me this time, I'll find another vice just to pass the time. Oh yeah. Rough, so grab a cup and bottoms up. It's way less fun when you're by yourself. So I cool it down. It's a long life, so find the right vice. Dime bag, brown bag, slow burn killers. It's a long life, gotta pick the right vice now, and I choose you. It's a long life, gotta find the right vice. Dime bag, brown bag, slow burn killers. It's a long life, gotta pick the right vice now, and I choose you. And I choose you. And I choose. A bar, catch 'em all, take your pick. They're gonna all me up 'cause I can't make no quitting. If it doesn't work for me this time, I'll find another vice and I'll make it mine. And I hope that you'll come close. But I know that I'm lying to us both.
That was Chousand with Slow Burn from their 2023 album, Chousand 2. To wrap up Homegrown this week, here's my song, Sinner's Blues, the 6th track from my upcoming album, Feed the Flames. Special thanks to Willimantic Records for sponsoring the show. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you here next week for more Homegrown on WILI 1400 AM and 95.3 FM.